Hello all, Seriously's here with my very first base tour. And because it's my first base tour, I thought I would show off some of my very first bases. Today we're going to look at two small bases that were my first and I think second base, beyond the first base the game asks you to build to survive the first planet you're on, or second planet you're on, however it goes. That shotgun shack is long since gone. And this is the first base I set up as part of the expanding your base mission as part of the main part of the game. It's changed a lot since I started playing, so you won't have built the same things I needed to build here at this base. This base was built maybe a week after, 2 weeks after Beyond dropped, so the quest has changed a lot since then, mission, quest, whatever. And you won't have to build all the same things, like specifically Nip Nip Bud, but some of the other things here you might not be asked to build. As you can see, aside from the sky, it's a fairly pretty planet. One of my first lushes I found that didn't have constant storms or angry sentinels. I don't think there's any predators either. There's several bouncies, but it's not a bouncy planet. Some nice trees, and a portal. It's very handy to have a base near a portal, but I have since learned that placing them this close to a portal may prevent other players from being able to see them. So in the future, or for future reference, you might want to place them about what I'd say is a kilometer away, 1,000 units. 700 seems to be what people say is the safe distance, but I've started placing them 1,000 away, just in case I want to expand any of my base closer. As you can see, I've put up a message saying that this is an abandoned base, and it's soon to be a deleted base. I'm going to remove most of the parts here, just to get myself some more parts to build with, because I have hit the build limit. I can't build any more bases or add anything to any of these bases without deleting stuff first. You're allowed to place 20,000 things down in each save game, and this battery is one thing. This base terminus is one thing, this room is one thing, but so is the door, so is this health thing. Everything is one piece, each floor panel is one piece, and I've placed 20,000 pieces. So that's about all there is to see at this base. It's got a portal, it's got all the storage, it's got all the plants it asked me to build. Like I said, it asked me to build Nip Nip Bud, and it doesn't do that anymore. In some of my more recent playthroughs, it hasn't asked me to build half of these plants. I don't think I had to build pearls, or maybe it was venom sacs, one of the two. Anyhow, it's one of my only bases still powered by solar panels, except for the other base we're about to visit. And this base is even less developed than this one. It's basically just a landing pad. I put this base up specifically to keep track of a specific ship, which I've already hopped into, so it should load in on the landing pad so we can take a look at it without waiting for it to land. And it's built at a minor settlement. If you're looking for a ship to land, don't build it at a minor settlement. It will take quite a long time. You're going to have quite a long wait for ships landing one at a time, even if you're doing reloads. Find a trade outpost, go to the space station, look at those places if you're looking for a specific ship in one system. Alright, should be just about there. Had preloaded the system so it would load faster, but I guess that didn't work. And this is a bouncy planet. All of the animals here are bouncies. I don't know that we'll see any, because we're at a settlement and they tend to spawn a little bit of ways from those. But as you can see, this is the ship that I put the base down to capture. It's a ball hauler with a, hard to see in this very yellow light. I do not like this green tint yellow sky. There is a much nicer peach orange colored yellow sky that's very nice. let's just take a quick look from above at this thing. You can get the glyph address if you want to come get this thing for yourself. I'm looking for a replacement. I would like one with shields over these balls. You know, the two angular shields that meet in the middle, like a little V across the balls. That would be great. But I really liked the separated cockpit. It reminded me a lot with this color scheme of the Romulan warbird from the Next Generation Star Trek show. So I called it the Tal Shiar, in honor of both the Tal Shiar and Tasha Yar, who apparently was a member, or her daughter was, I can't remember. Now, as you can see, I've put quite a few solar panels up for what is ostensibly nothing but a landing pad and a teleporter, a base teleporter. That is not an efficient use of my base part, or my parts. So I'm definitely going to be removing quite a bit of this. In fact, we can do some of that now. Why don't we just get rid of 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, my inventory's full. Don't worry about it. We'll fix this stuff later. So the last thing we'll talk about today is a few of my other bases without actually visiting them. We'll just look at the names here in the list. So we were just at Origin Point Base and Portal. This is my naming convention. You don't have to adopt it. You can name your bases however you like. But I like to start off with where they are in the galaxy. The fringe is what I call the spawning ring. You start off about 690, 700,000 light years away from the galactic core, and that's what people call the spawn ring, where you peer. This space and this base are out in and the base we're currently in are out in the spawn ring, about 700,000 light years out. And in brackets after my base name, I like to put any resources or, noteworthy things to remember that is at this base. Origin Point is to help me remember this is where I started the game at. I'm like 2 or 3 systems away from my origin point. Teal Hall Base is where I found another hauler, which I can show you, that I use for storage as well, that I thought was very ugly, but perfectly suited for storage. Let's summon that thing in now. And before I do that, I'll just mention these. The midway point is about the 300,000, 400,000, that range, halfway. And the core is where I think, that's pretty obvious. I don't think I need to explain that. I don't have any bases out on what I would call the outer rim, or the rim. I know there are some civilizations and some players who have built out there. It's an impressive feat to head another 300,000 light years away from the core. So let's summon in that other ship and take a quick look at that. And there it is, the U store. It has 5 giant cargo containers on it. I just couldn't believe that such a bulky, hilarious ship existed, and I had to have it. And it comes in a very nice shade of blue, actually. If I could get another ship that looked better in this color, that'd be sweet. This is my least favorite tail. This is my least favorite nose and cockpit. And I don't mind these for wings, but the double ones are my least favorite version of them. So this is pretty much my least favorite ship. But I thought, this is the one. This is the one that is going to hold all of my stuff in my freighter and never be flown or used beyond bringing in to look at and grab stuff from. So that's about it. Let's see if we can find an animal quick. Although night just happened, so that seems unlikely. There's something over there. One by itself. Is it the big one? Is it the big one? It's one of the big ones. Hey guy. How are you? Not too timid. Well everybody, that's been the first base tour. Next time, we're going to look at some of my production facilities, mining stuff for resources and gases and such. Till then, have a good one. See you later.